you've already won this game. See, here's the thing now. I asked the Venus players that exact same question, and they say this is mere formalities because they've already won. They're just going through the protocol of claiming what rightfully belongs to them.
Welcome back to our live coverage of the Venus International Invitational Volleyball Tournament right here at the Alfred Sansa Auditorium at the University of Technology. Now, coming up, we have the men's final between defending champions Creole and local team Venus. But let's take a look at what happened earlier today.
From what you have seen of the tournament thus far, who would that be?
All right, in the women's third place playoff, we saw Sierra Neor out of Canada defeating Mosa 3-0. In the men's third place playoff, we had the Vikings defeating the 305 team out of Miami 3-0. And in the women's final, we saw a big upset over the defending champions, the Venus team, who hadn't won this tournament in about 24 years, defeating the defending champions 3-0. And as I mentioned, coming up now is the men's final, Venus going up against Creole. Now Creole is the defending champions. Here's a feature so you can learn a little bit more about the team.
There you have it from the coach of the Creole Volleyball Club.
Creole Volleyball Club is out of New York City, so Brooklyn, New York. And when I was on the national team here for the Jamaica national team, we would travel to Miami to play in what was then the Caribbean Invitational Tournament, which is what we're doing today for the past 25 years. And we'd play against players from Creole. And I really admire the way they played, the level, the intensity. And I always thought that if I ever was in the United States, that would be one of the teams I would want to play for. And when I moved to the United States, my first stop was in Brooklyn, New York. And it so happens that I kept in contact with some of the players. And, you know, they invited me to participate in their Friday night scrimmages. And from there, you know, we had a connection and they wanted me to be a part of their team, and I've never looked back since. Joined the organization in 1990 and played with them at the U.S. Open Nationals in the U.S., played with them all over the place, in Haiti, here, Montreal, and then all over the United States. But we were a very formidable team with players from Haiti and some from, you know, Jamaica, including myself, until we started to branching out and including other players from the United States, and hence the name Creole Volleyball Club.
We are a totally new team. We don't have a single player besides David Jack coming back with us. They were all, I was kind of on the fence of coming. I didn't know if, you know, it was worth taking off time from work and everything, but they're just like, man, you got to go. It's going to be a blast. You're going to have a good trip. The level of volleyball is really good. And it's just a great cultural experience.
I met most of our team yesterday as we were flying out. They all seem like great guys so far, talented volleyball players. A lot of it right now is just communicating, trying to find out where each other are on the court and off the court, but it's going well.
The chemistry is we always have quality players. If you're not quality in existence from a high-level standpoint, you can't really be a part of our organization because we play at the highest level. So we always look to invite players that are of our caliber and maybe better, so that we can always enhance and improve our team, because our ultimate goal is to win a national championship in the U.S., which we've done several times.
I don't feel so much pressure, maybe because I wasn't on last year's team. but I know what our team's capable of. We've got some really solid players. If we just play our game, I mean, we're going to take care of it.
I don't think there's any pressure, though. At the end of the day, you are just playing volleyball with some cool dudes.
All right, thank you so much. Now, we just saw featured there on the Creole team. I'm joined by Donovan Buckle. You would have heard him in commentary. Do you reckon that they can defend their title this year?
Well, they have a host of great players from overseas. They get their players from Canada, Chicago, Indiana, all over the place. They've been entering the Venus tournament for almost 19 or more years. So and they have won more than 9 times already. So you're expecting a very good team in this Creole team to come here and represent well.
All right, now before we get to Venus, we're going to take a look at this feature on Roger McPherson.
My name is Roger Hutchinson. I'm 21 years of age. I'm enrolled at the University of Technology. I'm pursuing a diploma in mechanical engineering. I'm engaged in the sports of volleyball. I also play for the club of Venus. My story about volleyball started in St. Mary at the Rocabessa High School. I've started playing volleyball in first form. The intention was when I started high school was to do track and field, but at that time there was no track team at that school, so my brother influenced me to start playing volleyball.
One of the key factors, one of the key components you look for a good player is the height. Volleyball players are very tall, preferably, and Roger has that physical attribute. He gained a lot of recognition during his tenure in the junior national team, which also transitioned him into the senior national team.
My greatest achievement during my time at Rocabessa High School was winning both the under-19 and the under-15. Apart from school competition, it was qualifying for the Youth Olympics in 2013. During my time at the Youth Olympics, the experience there was good, knowing that I'm playing a different level of volleyball, and I've also played with quite a number of different countries, like, for example, Brazil, Germany, and those guys. Also, during my time playing there, it also built my team's skills, and as well as to learn more as it relates to the different types of skills those guys use from us.
Volleyball is a sport that you have to play very often. The more you play volleyball at a high level, is the more your acuteness, your awareness, your ability to solve the situation, the problems that arise on the court. Volleyball is a game that is played with your opponent putting you under pressure. Roger have the ability to remain calm and to deliver.
For me, as it relates to my personal development in volleyball, where I'm at now, I think I'm at a level where I can compete, and as it relates to me moving forward in the next 5 years, I will see myself maybe playing pro volleyball in the near future.
And myself and Reggie have been playing for the past 7 years for Venus Volleyball Club. He's a mega blocker like myself, and he's a very effective and efficient player in the middle. Very passionate, very humble, and he seeks to strive for excellence and always want to get that win when it counts.
Roger is a good player to be on any team.
This Venus tournament will be my 3rd Venus Invitational playing for the club, and each time I play, I find myself getting better than the last time that I played. So I'm looking forward of improving on maybe my blocking skills, because you know other teams are coming from different countries and their style of play might be a bit different from us. So me moving forward, my plan is just stay focused, go out there and just do my best.
All right, so Donovan, we just saw young Roger Hutchinson there. How important will he be to this Venus lineup?
Well, firstly, he's playing at home because, you know, this is where he calls home. And a very good middle hitter he is. He is showing all of that all weekend. So we're expecting him to at least shine and help the rest of the Venus players here in solidifying this and taking this game today.
Now, you are intimate with the Venus team. You're the physiotherapist. Do you think they have what it takes to dethrone the defending champions?
Over both days, 2 days already, and they haven't shown any signs of injuries, and they have hydrated themselves from a very hot GC Foster gym. They're here today, not so bad because the rain is at least falling outside, so most of these players are looking to get at least this job done for the club.
Overall, what can we expect from this final?
Well, it's going to be a host of sparks flying here. They're very two good teams, and they're going at each other with top rivalry as usual.
Thank you so much, Donovan.
Thank you.
All right, with this, I turn you over now to the commentary team of Donald Oliver and O'Neill Ebanks.
Thank you very much, Shawana. Yeah, we're here at the University of Technology, Alfred Sangster Auditorium, and we are getting ready for this grand finale of the Venus International Invitational Tournament. And my name is Donald Oliver. With me is O'Neill Banks. What are you expecting from this matchup, O'Neill, between Creole and Venus?
This is going to be a very interesting game, I can tell you that much, because both teams are playing very good volleyball, and Creole is known for their creativity, their ball control, their intelligence when it comes to playing the sport. And Venus is a very competitive team, and this year they have a lot of depth. And with young Roger Hutchinson, along with the other members of the team who are playing exceptionally well around him, this is going to be a game that you don't want to miss at all.
Number of overseas-based players in this Creole team, basically a unit that are looking for their third straight title. Based on what you've seen in previous years, well, we can't really judge on that because it's a totally new team, Creole.
Yes, it is. This is a total. Each year, I think that each year what they do, they bring in new players each year. So you see a different face, or maybe a totally new team each time. The person who you might see the most is Mr. Dave Jack, who will be on the sideline as a coach. He's wearing number 5, if we be able to get him on screen. But he is the backbone for the Creole team, and he will assemble players. I was speaking with him earlier on when the tournament started, and I asked how is it that he assembles his teams. And what he says is that he contacts guys from all over, not just within his area. And you find these guys, and they must meet a certain criteria in the sense they must be able to adjust. There must be persons who are able to relate to other persons who show respect to each other, and definitely a team person. So it's not just getting a bunch of guys to just come and play. They are carefully selected, and they must be willing and capable of carrying out what he wants from a great team. And each time he brings about the discipline and attitude that is displayed by these teams that he brings out is really overwhelming, and I really have to commend them on that. So looking at these two teams matching up, it is going to be a very interesting game.
You have Creole against Venus coming up in just a few minutes here from the Alfred Sangster Auditorium here at the University of Technology. That's the Venus team taking their team photos ahead of the finale in a few minutes' time. We're going to take a short break here from UTech, back with more after this.